This is an industrial strength expansion of your core principle. For a video series or a deep dive manifesto on Carifa, this text serves as the financial Bible. It is designed to be read with authority, precision, and the cold logic of an architect, the 10% rule. Your first sovereignty text, the Carifa protocol for financial decolonization, the invisible leak. Most people believe they work for themselves. They wake up early, commute through the Belgian rain to Louvain-la-Neuve, Brussels, or Namur, sell 8 to 10 hours of their life to a student job or a corporate office, and wait for the notification from their banking app. But when the money arrives, a strange phenomenon occurs. Within 48 hours, the money is gone. It goes to the landlord. It goes to the telecom provider. It goes to the supermarket. It goes to the state via VAT. By the 15th of the month, the worker has nothing left. The brutal truth: if you spend 100% of what you earn, you are not an earner. You are a clearinghouse for other people's wealth. You are a temporary stop for money on its way to someone else's empire. The 10% rule, your sovereignty tax, is the act of rebellion that ends this cycle. It is the first brick in the foundation of Alpha Holding. Part 1. The anatomy of the tax 1. From saving to taxing in the world of the ant, the average student, people try to save. They spend all month and hope there is something left over at the end. There never is. Life is designed to be expensive. In the world of the Alpha, we do not save. We tax ourselves. A tax is non-negotiable. When the Belgian state takes money from your paycheck, you don't argue. You simply adjust. You must treat your future self with the same authority as the tax office. 2. The 10% threshold. Why this number? 10% is the golden ratio of financial management. It is small enough that it doesn't starve you, but large enough that, compounded over time, it creates a massive industrial lever. If you earn 580 euros, our standard student scenario, your tax is 58 euros. If you earn 2,500 euros, your first job, your tax is 250 euros. This 10% is not savings for a rainy day. It is construction capital. It is the money that will buy your first fish tanks, your first container of tilapia, or your first rental apartment. Part 2. The psychology of command 3. Paying yourself first. When you pay your landlord first, you are saying, my housing is more important than my freedom. When you pay for a Netflix subscription first, you are saying, my entertainment is more important than my future. When you take that 10% immediately, before a single bill is paid, you are sending a powerful command to your subconscious. I am the most important person in my financial ecosystem. This builds the architect mindset. You begin to see yourself as a producer, not just a consumer. 4. The end of the survival frequency. Most students live on a survival frequency. They are always one broken laptop or one missed shift away from disaster. This creates a state of low-level chronic stress that kills creativity and long-term planning. The 10% rule creates a buffer of power. Even after a few months, having 300 euros or 500 euros in a sovereignty account changes how you walk, how you talk, and how you negotiate. You are no longer desperate. And in the world of business, the one who is least desperate always wins the negotiation. For more information, please click on the first link in the description. Part 3. The systemic execution, the Belgian context. 5. Automation is the engine. The human will is weak. If you have to manually transfer that 10% every month, you will eventually fail. You will have a birthday party or a special occasion that tempts you. The Alpha execution. Use the tools of the 21st century. Set up a standing order permanent, in your banking app. The moment your salary or parental support hits your account, the 10% must vanish into a separate account. Pro tip: move it to a different bank, like Revolut and 26, or a high-yield savings account, so you don't see the balance every time you buy groceries. Out of sight, out of mind, until it's time to strike. 6. The sovereignty vault versus the spending account. You must create a mental and digital wall between your money. Account A, the flow for bills and life. Account B, the vault for the sovereignty tax. The golden rule: you never, ever withdraw from the vault for consumption. You don't use it for a holiday. You don't use it for a new iPhone. That money is dead to your current lifestyle. It only exists to be born again as an asset. Part 4. The power of compounding industrial asset 7. The mathematical miracle, let's look at the industrial reality. If you start at age 20 with a 58 euro tax, in 3 years of university, you have roughly 2,000 euros. If you then start your job and tax yourself 300 euros, in 5 years, combined with your side hustle profits, you are sitting on 25,000 euros to 40,000 euros. In Belgium, that is the down payment for a small apartment or the seed capital for a bio-intensive fish farm producing 30 containers a month. While your peers are wondering why they are still broke at 30, you are presiding over a holding company. All because of a 58 euro decision made in a dorm room. 8. The opportunity cost of a coffee. Every time you skip the 10% tax to buy something trivial, you aren't just losing that money. You are losing the future earnings of that money. That 3 euros and 50 cents coffee isn't 3 euros and 50 cents. If invested at 7% return over 10 years, it's 7 euros. You are literally paying double for your laziness. The alpha understands that every euro is a soldier that can breed more soldiers. Part 5. The Sovereignty Manifesto 9. Decolonizing your mind. The current educational system in Belgium prepares you to be a taxpayer for the state and a consumer for corporations. They want you to spend 100% of your income because that keeps the wheels of their machine turning. The sovereignty tax is how you reclaim your territory. It is how you stop being a tenant of your own life and start being the landlord. It is the first step toward alpha holding. 10. The commitment. Starting today, you are no longer a victim of your bank balance. You are the chief financial officer of your own life. You will look at every euro that enters your hands and you will say, 10% of this stays with the empire. The first brick building an empire like a Grico or Alpha holding doesn't start with a €1,000,000 loan. It starts with the discipline to command 58 euros. If you cannot manage a small sum, the universe will never trust you with a large one. The 10% rule is your entry test. It is the filter that separates the ants from the architects. The scanner is on. Pay your sovereignty tax. Build your fortress. For more information, please click on the first link in the description.